T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Can we talk for a minute? Come on and talk to me. That's what I wanna do. Come on and talk to me. Come on and talk to me, baby. Come on and
Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really wanna know your name.
Maybe this will help.
These last minute technical difficulties, bro. You saw them boot me out the studio?
Yeah.
Bro, I came back with a vengeance. Like, what I missed, Scott?
Yeah. Nah,
Ladies and gentlemen, goodness.
yeah, that's cool. We got to do the come and talk to me on the next karaoke night. That's pretty good. We got to get Carrie to make us that specific mix with it.
No, I got you. I can remix it myself. I was already ready. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Maybe Mike Got It Wrong. Maybe this will help the podcast, give you that relationship talk you can relate to, the good, the bad, the alimony. Man, what's up, bro?
Hey, man, it's all good, brother. Another Sunday. It was a cleaning day, so been cleaning since I woke up this morning, but finally it's done. Feeling good, ready for the week. Yeah.
What's on your head, bro? Let's talk about this this hat you got on right there, bro.
Nah, it's something.
Nah.
Listen, brother, it's just a little something, not even a little. I'm not gonna even do God that way. Something I'm working on. I'm just putting it out there as a filler, just seeing if we get any hits, any responses, something light.
Wow. Okay. Let me.
We not.
Whatever. Yikes, bro. Who is we? I'm gonna mute him, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know my brother Mike is a hustler, homie. He has another business that he started, and this one's called God's Image. And I'm not sure if he wants to go into detail about the mission of this product. I called it a brand. He said, "Nah, God said it's a reminder." But that's the hat that he has on his head right now. He got t-shirts and sweatsuits and stuff coming. But getting involved with this is not just because of the wording. It's because of the reminder attached to it. So whenever he's ready, he'll go into more detail about it. But if you think it's fly off some surface stuff, so superficial stuff, that's cool too. You can contribute to the cause. But if you really want to be reminded about what the products stand for, then that's another reason to get invested.
Yeah, man. It's I was gonna say it's at the beginning stages, but it's not. This is like damn near 2 years in the making, just finding right garments and finding the right weight of the t-shirts, and just because I didn't want it to be just another clothing brand for believers. I didn't want it to just be some rinky-dink iron on type stuff. So I was big on quality, big on the luxury vibes of streetwear. So I am not going to get into detail yet, but when the time is right, I definitely will.
Yeah, it sounds like you wasn't, but I love the good teaser though, man. Rashonda said you got to get VA certified. It's super easy.
Get
So
what certified? I'm sorry.
VA certified. Reach out to her. Mr. Lackadaisical over here is very protective of this situation. So you just a positive. He'll reach out whenever he's ready. And Rashonda said she got some designs for you. Reg, what up, man? He said he's tapping in. What's going on, bro?
What up, brethren?
Man, with that being said, man, I think we need to go ahead and get into the show. Man, it's a wonderful day, man. I have been at the studio all day recording for a vodcast that I'm working on. We're
Yes,
shooting
sir.
20 episodes this week. We did 4 today. I've been talking all day in front of big old cameras and mics, and like your wife told me, get ready because God is
Yeah.
stretching you. So to the fact that I got all this energy and all this clarity in my head and all this love in my heart to get on here tonight for another 2 hours, man, it just says a lot about what God's been doing
It
in
does.
these last few
It does.
years, because this is not a toil. This is a joy. And Mike, like we're doing a podcast tonight. You've been in the studio since 8 a.m. this morning. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, man, let's do it. I feel good. So I'm grateful that God will prepare you for the call if you just stay submitted to the process.
That last part, I feel like that's where the bulk of what you're saying is trusting the process, and not only just trusting but being prepared when it is time to go to work. So many times we're asking God for all of these things, asking God, hey, I want this job, hey, I need this amount of income, I want this kind of house, but we are not doing anything to prepare for that season that we want to be in. Like what kind of arrangements have you made? You still waking up at 11 o'clock. You ain't got no sitter for your kids yet. You're still moving as if what you're asking for is not going to happen. And I think that's where that saying faith without works is dead. You got to work too. It ain't a magic trick.
Bruh. Put in the work. That's what we talk about in my book, Designed to Succeed. It's that self-development part plus the alignment with God times faith, man. So shout out to that.
And shout out to, you mentioned a book that you wrote, Designed to Succeed. Where can the people find that?
Wherever they can find God's image. One of my friends just hit me. Man, Renee, what's going on, lady? She said she's over here on Instagram. Give me a shout out. Candy Coded Kisses. She said she hasn't been on the podcast in a while.
That name sounds familiar too.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
We're doing what we do. So I know what y'all came for. Y'all came for the relationship talk you can relate to. You might have come so you can participate in this conversation. Put a little teaser up on Instagram just a few minutes ago. So this is gonna be good. She said, Exorcist said, can God ask the questions? I think God can do whatever he wants. Reggie said he don't want to detour us. But Mike, how was the Price reunion before we get started on the show?
Oh, it was good, man. It turned out real good. We were only expecting like 60 or some odd people. But then we had, I think, like 100 plus show up. Food was good. Fellowship was good. A lot of relationships were mended in the process. So I say it was a good time. We plan on doing it again in December.
Yikes.
TBD, but because it was a lot of work, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, guess what we ain't doing tonight? We're not planning a reunion tonight. Tonight we are talking about after the breakup. That's the topic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
So last week we talked about when not to break up. And a few people were upset because they felt like they didn't get the details they wanted of practically when to not break up.
Right.
We did talk about it, but they wanted a part 2. We'll see. Tonight we're in the same vein though, because these breakups, man, they play a big part in how we approach romance. How the breakup goes. Was it toxic? Was it often people don't break up when it's healthy, but sometimes it can be healthy and still not be a good fit. And I think
Yeah.
that's a conversation that we need to have more often,
Yeah.
because sometimes people stay and they like, this person is not toxic. They're very healthy. How am I still frustrated? How do I still find myself annoyed? How do I still find myself not wanting to be here? Because it takes more than just being with a good person when the lives align in a very
Right.
unique way, where your purpose and their purpose want to be together just as bad as you and that person want to be together.
For
When
sure.
y'all bodies, y'all soul, y'all hearts, and y'all purpose all want to be together, it's something better than chemistry. So
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about that, man. After the breakup, how do you respond? Because man, you can derail the next 10, 20 years of your life responding
Ooh,
in the wrong way after
You can.
something didn't go the way you wanted it to go.
You can.
Yeah,
You can.
man.
Damn.
All right.
This will be interesting.
You taking notes over there on what timestamps?
Yeah, let me tell
He
our
said I am
manager.
now.
Let me tell
Your
our
manager,
manager.
your wife.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into it, man. What's today? So July 12th. All right. And I think we're gonna start with a video tonight.
Let's get it.
All right, cool. There we go. I'm good to go now. Who's on? Exorcist was saying that was like saying, "What if God was one of us?" I love that song.
Yeah. Alanis,
so
what is that? Alanis Morissette?
That will make you go down such a rabbit trail,
Mm-hmm.
which we might visit at this point, because sometimes that is how the breakup comes about. You were in prayer, you were in meditation, and you were led in a different direction from where you were. And it's crazy how you can be in a healthy relationship, and that real healthy relationship wasn't even intended to be a lifelong one. It was just intended to be healthy. It was going to be healthy, but it was intended to be for a season,
Yeah.
for a purpose. And boy, we got to work on what happens when we don't get our way. That's what we really got to work on.
I feel like, listen, I feel like if we never put our way into it, if we're saying, hey, wherever God leads me, whoever God leads me to, that's where I'm gonna be, then I feel like that kind of takes out the our way part. And I think that's the difficult part, though. That's
the difficult part is telling a woman that, because she's like, bro, I'm not a go with the flow type girl. When God is saying you need to trust my pace and go with my flow, you like, how do I
that's
your daughter
right.
that? Tell your daughter it's your flow.
That could be rough. That could be rough.
Candy Cody Kisser said, I knew he didn't match my purpose in ministry, so I had to let go with what fit my right now, but not my purpose of who God called me to be. That's wild.
Yeah.
Some experiences you need, but we're gonna get into it. Anyway, first video of the night. I didn't even label them. I'm a wild man for that. Should we warm up to our topic for the night?
I feel like we always warm up. Let's jump into it.
Wow.
I find heartbreak is sort of like the beginning of like rose-colored glasses being removed.
Sure.
And now the next time you step into it, there's a little bit more trepidation, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Because you know that's like, okay, I'm risking something that I don't know if you're aware of the first time.
Of course not, but it's also unavoidable.
Yeah.
It is just simply what is going to happen in life.
All relationships end except for the one that doesn't, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And for most of us, that is the first relationship is most likely not going to be the only one. That is not going to be the one. So it's like that first heartbreak is so informative.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I think back now to my first heartbreak, this same like 18-year-old young version of me that like fell in love and feeling that romantic love and all of its all encompassing sort of warts and all that came along with it. On the flip side, the heartbreak of it was informative, but I do think back to when I was like in the early days of, you know, the relationship ending, and it truly feels as if like this has never happened to anyone ever before.
By yourself in there.
On the
no one could
planet.
understand.
No one could understand.
So this is interesting because they're talking about after the breakup, but this conversation they had kind of moved into after the first one, your first heartbreak. unfortunately, many of us experience multiple heartbreaks,
Yeah.
if that's a real thing, or if it's re-injuring. I don't know. We should get into that at some point. But what do you think? I love that word trepidation that he used, which the definition is a feeling of fear, anxiety, or nervous anticipation about something that's going to happen. Do you think, or was it like that for you after your first experience with a heartbreak, that you had some trepidation about
Yeah.
moving forward in the area of romance?
Yeah. If, for layman's terms, I would say caution, and you know, yeah, I think after, and to be clear, I'm sure we're talking about some genuine, serious feelings here. Not, I was in middle school and I was in love.
Don't discount young love. Don't discount Candy Girl. You are my world. You look so sweet. Don't do that, bro. You was
Listen.
huh? The heart is the purest when you're a child. We probably ain't experienced real love since we was 10 years old. Don't do that to the kids.
I'm gonna continue. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So listen, I think that though, once that heartbreak happened, I don't think that I went into the next one with well, no, let me not say that. Yes, it did make me aware of, okay, just because me getting into this relationship and I'm saying I love her, she loves me, doesn't mean that it's going to end in sunshine and roses like I initially thought. Because especially if we're talking about first relationships, a lot of times we're jumping into that thing head first. We like jumping off the cliff. Geronimo,
I say first relationship, first heartbreak.
When we're jumping into any type of relationship for the first time without experiencing any type of
heartbreak,
negative outcome, heartbreak, whatever it is, we don't know to guard ourselves in certain areas or certain situations. We don't know to maybe not go all in right now or whatever the case may be, because we don't know what that feels like. We don't know what that experience is. But after we do, I think there is a little bit of, okay, I'm gonna be a little bit more careful this time around. I'm gonna watch out for certain things that I didn't really watch out for the last time. And in some scenarios, I think that you're doing yourself a disservice when you do that.
I want to even challenge, what's causing you to feel that way? Is it what you've learned intellectually, or just what you feel emotionally, or is it a combination of the two? Because I think it's worth investigating.
Heartbreak is a feeling, right? So you're meeting the feeling with the feeling. Because your heart physically is not broken. Impossible.
So is it broken because, like, when I say, like, not heartbroken physically, like the connection that your heart, the role your heart plays, which is your mind, will, and emotions, we'll just do it that way, when it comes down to how you engage with the world of romance.
Right. Man, so it's an emotion.
Informed by what?
By another emotion.
Like when a person says, "Oh, you broke my heart," what are they saying?
That the way I wanted this to go, it didn't go that way, and it's your fault.
Because you had the power to make it go the way I wanted it to go, and you chose not to let it go that way.
That's what the assumption is, or that's what the blame is. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
That's an interesting claim. The claim is that I wanted this to go in a specific direction that I believe we could have taken it to, and you did something to cause us to not meet that destination. So it's you who interrupted my expectations, which inadvertently broke my heart.
Yeah.
So is it on the person who broke it to fix it, or can you fix it without the person who broke it?
Man, here's the thing, bro. In my 43 years of life, here's what I've learned. When I look back on my relationships, whether they ended because of something that I did, or whether they ended because of the other person, or whether it was something mutual, only you or only I can allow my heart to be.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Only I can allow my heart to be broken. You know what I mean? There's something there to where I've either pushed past what I know is, okay, this is getting close to I'm feeling XYZ, I'm ignoring certain things, or I'm not asking the right type of questions, or I'm not communicating what it is that I need, or asking them what it is that they need because I want to keep the relationship safe. If I'm blowing past all of these stop signs and yellow lights, eventually I can't blame the other person, bro. Even if they did something stupid. If I look back, I'm talking about me. If I look back on relationships that maybe I would have said it was their fault that we broke up. If I look back, there were signs that I chose to ignore because either I saw potential, or they told me it wouldn't happen again, or, I just decided to believe, no, they're really not like that. Still falls back on me consciously saying, nah, I'm gonna keep pressing forward with this, even though I know it may lead in that heartbreak.
We got a lot of stuff going in the chat, man, based off what you're talking about right now. Because I got a lot of questions for you. Yeah. So let's start here with the ex or sis says, heartbreak had me in mental pain, which caused me towards lots of physical pain. I believe that's possible. And then Candy said, fix your own heartbreak with God and therapy if needed. And then Rashonda, she said, I dated a younger guy before and he never had his heart broken, and it was so refreshing. He set the tone for our relationship, and I'm so glad he did. There's a lot of angles that we're trying to approach this idea of what happens after the breakup, what happens after the heartbreak. Before we go down that path, Mike, because you said earlier the heart can't physically be broken, what do you think is a better way to describe what people are feeling?
Emotional distress.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Golly.
But yeah,
what's out of whack? What is out of alignment? What are we really saying, bro?
And I'm saying it. I'm not alluding to heartbreak is not a real thing. I believe it is a real thing, and I believe that it can show up physically as well, like the young lady said, like made me physically sick. It's happened to me. You don't want to eat, loss of appetite, depression, all of that stuff is a real thing, but it still starts up here.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go there, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do this. So Atronette 80 said, once trust is broken, the heart breaks and vision becomes crystal clear. A heart can only be broken when one fails to guard it. Out of the heart flow the issues of life. This is interesting because she made a point that I hear often that I kind of want to push back against. After the heart is broken, then the vision becomes crystal clear. How is it that the vision before wasn't clear or wasn't, I'm wondering, because it's such a, I want to get to these comments, but from my experience, bro, in my dating life and then in the dating life of people that I've coached, I recognize the pattern. And the pattern is that when people go through a breakup or they experience heartbreak, the amount of effort and energy that they put into creating this new world around pain. If they had taken that same energy and applied it to the relationship, it probably wouldn't have been a breakup or a heartbreak. It's interesting how we can't find the wherewithal within us in the relationship to push past the uncomfortable, to be vulnerable, to do the honest thing, to go the extra mile. But after the breakup, it's like we find all this energy to lose weight, cut hair, cut people off, block this, make these boundaries. And it's like, you did it on the wrong side. Like if you would have done this, put forth this kind of effort, but sometimes people don't want to invest in someone that they don't really know. And I think that the paradigm shift is that instead of being worried about, I don't know this person enough to trust them or be vulnerable in this space, it's not really the person that you're trusting or the stranger. It's the environment of dating. It's the environment of relationship that you're actually putting your trust in. That's the soil, not the person. The person is responsible for bringing seed like you are. So if the relationship doesn't work, you have to look at both people who are contributing the seed and tilling the ground.
I agree 100%. And furthermore, you should probably look at the seed that you planted before the other person's seed. You know, when I got divorced from my ex-wife, my first look was about how it was her fault. Even going into marriage counseling, just pointing the finger, and I had to finally realize in therapy, like, you should have held up the mirror before you started pointing the finger. And a lot of times what we want to do, even if we're right about certain things, even if that person is mentally abusive, emotionally abusive, physically abusive, even if that's the case, we still need to hold up the mirror in front of our face before we start pointing the finger back at that person. Just what I've learned.
Good. That's good. All right. So when I asked the question of what are we really saying when you're saying your heart is broken, your wife put in here, you're experiencing disappointment. Ray said it's more so the mind than the heart. I would love for you guys to elaborate on that in the chat. This is good, man.
Yeah.
So Ferguson Mara, what up, lady? She said, my first heartbreak caused me to let go and live God's way. Why wasn't you doing that before the heartbreak? Not trying to be critical or judgmental, but I'm just wondering, because it's happened to me too. I find this crazy energy to be disciplined and to be so focused on God and developing myself after the heartbreak. And so the video that we watched earlier, the lady said that your first heartbreak is crazy informative. Like, it gives you information about yourself that you in no other way might have come across, which is why what Mike said is so important. Instead of going into who can I villainize that things didn't go my way, hold up a mirror and say, hey, what did I learn from this that can help me when I go out here and do it again?
Yeah. And do it in a way, bro, where it's not. So many times we experience heartbreak, and when we get back in, it's more of like we go into the dating world on defense, because it's like we're almost looking for the traps. We're looking for what happened to us in our previous relationship, as opposed to attempting to come into it with fresh eyes and a fresh heart.
So we're gonna get there. That's the next video. So I want to pose this to you. What do you think about this? Heartbreak often comes from mourning not only the person, but also the future you imagined with them.
I think that could be a part of it for sure. I definitely think that can be a part of the heartbreak. I thought that we were going to be together forever. I thought that.
Pause right there. Why would a person think that?
Sometimes it's assumption. I'm not going to even listen, bro. I'm not going to even say because the other person told them they would be. Sometimes it's pure assumption, because we got along so well, because we never argued, because the relationship was going so well. I assumed that we would be together forever.
I think the more clear assumption is that I thought I was going to finally get what I wanted.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And I think that then takes you out of the romantic space and puts you everywhere.
Yeah.
Because now, if that's the way you operate in life, I'm pretty sure your job's broken your heart, your children have broken your heart, your neighbors broken your heart, your friends have broken your heart. Because it sounds like the mindset that you carry is that the only way I'm gonna be okay is if this goes the way I want it to.
That's so interesting you say that. Yeah. I'll bring that point up later on in the conversation, but yeah, that's good.
All right. Let's see here. Candy said, you may grieve the plans, the memories, the version of the relationship you hoped it will become. Etronet said, what does one do when one knows they are the mirror?
Say it again.
What does one do when one knows they are the mirror?
Expound
upon that. Yeah, expound upon that for me. Man, heartbreaks have only happened as a result of one refusing to be delusional. I'm gonna need y'all to break these down, because I feel like these are really good points, and I want to bring them into, especially that delusional part, into this conversation. Because it sounds like so far there's multiple paths to this place of heartbreak.
I would say so. Yeah. Yeah. Some of it though, I would want to push back on delusion. I believe some of it can be with delusion, but I don't think all of it is. I think that if I get married to a woman and we make vows and she tells me XYZ, and at that point as a husband, I should expect the XYZ that you promised me in the vows before God, and that doesn't happen. That's not delusion. That's, I married somebody, we made these vows, and they weren't upheld.
That's so interesting because when I hear vows, I don't hear what you're gonna do. I hear what you hope that you do.
But let's look up what a vow is then.
Oh yeah, it probably shouldn't be a vow, but maybe because it's like when I hear it's vows now. When you go to a wedding,
okay,
vows,
you're saying okay,
vows,
okay. I see what
hold
you're
on,
saying.
I got to put this out there because somebody needs to hear it. When I go to a wedding now, vows sound like hella hyped up affirmations about this marriage.
Yeah.
And I have a thing with affirmations, right? You can't just talk about it, you got to be about it. And I think that you should talk about what you're already about. If you're making these vows, let's just say, for instance, to for better or for worse, till death do us part. It's almost like when you go to church and you take communion and they say, first examine yourself. Do you have the wherewithal and the patience inside of you? Have you been displaying the kind of tolerance that you saying this vow is even remotely believable? Or are we so caught up in the moment that they're saying sweet things to me that we don't take a moment to verify how valid they could or could not be? I think that's on us. We create these expectations and tell our hearts, hey, this is what's going to happen, you guys. So we're good. But I think our mind has a greater responsibility to say, hey, heart, this person cares about us and they're going to try. This is who they really want to be. But it's good to remember that they aren't there yet.
I hear what you're saying. I hear you. But to the definition's point, a vow is a promise. It ain't a hope. It ain't a one day I'll be there. A vow is a solemn promise, a solemn earnest promise or pledge. So maybe some people should stop doing vows in their wedding and just say, hey, this is what I want to do. Yeah.
I want to put you on the spot.
All
right. One promise. Just one. I know I know who you are, but what's one promise you made at your wedding that you for sure knew that you could stand by?
The for better or for worse.
I think that it'd be rough though. It may be rough for people who have these expectations. Like, that's not how I thought today would go. What if people only honestly and sincerely vowed to do what they were for sure able to promise?
That would be great.
With guarantee, weddings would be a lot shorter, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, in and out.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at this through the lens of, if that's what a promise is, are we really considering what a promise is before we make them?
No.
Oh, check this out. Miss Gates 54 says heartbreak isn't always a negative. It's grieving what is lost. It's a sign that one intentionally cared, but misalignment followed. I like that.
Yeah.
I think I like because it's very left-brained. And I think that sometimes left brain protects the heart better than right brain.
I'll go with that.
Also, left brain might give the heart the safest experience, but not the fantasy. Like, I think that, the parenting of the left side of the brain may get heart to the destination, but if it doesn't work with the right brain, you won't have those deep, exciting experiences along the way that kind of make the destination worth the journey.
Is there a need for fantasy when it comes to marriage?
I would say,
as a former salesman of it,
I think that the business of fantasy salesmanships, the business of selling fantasies is so vibrant because I don't think people can get rid of them. I think people have fantasies, and I think people are going to forever fantasize.
Yeah.
It's almost like telling people not to judge. I think people are going to forever judge. I think the best thing we could do is teach people how to manage their judgment and manage their fantasizing.
Interesting.
So
it's okay, when I'm courting a young lady. Hey, one day I want to give you a $1 million mansion and take you around the world, and I'm going to do this and this and this, and selling things that you probably know may not ever happen, but because you love her, you want to marry her.
This is the same heart that you and I had as a kid who believed in Santa.
Yeah.
And so the same heart that believed in Santa and the Tooth Fairy believes in a woman that's going to love me for better or for worse. It's the same heart. It's the same heart that, man, come on, man. It's the same heart that believes in superheroes that's believing the person in front. Like, the heart wants to believe in the extravagant. It wants to believe in the supernatural. It wants to believe in the perfection of the human experience. And I think that as a parent would do a child, there's a way in which each child needs to have the truth broken to them. And it doesn't have to be a hard thing. There is no Santa, but you still get gifts. I just need to balance the playing field, right? The person does love you, but love often comes with disappointment. Like, there's just a leveling that the child in us, that heart, needs to experience, because if not, you're not really setting them up for any kind of like healthy success.
Yeah, I can see that. All right.
Is that fair?
Very much so.
Okay. Ethernet 80 said, one who has the capacity of sight, insight, foresight, one knows what direction they're going in, foreseeing an unequally yoked union and avoiding that mid-courtship can cause heartbreak. Yeah, man. Oh, boy.
Read that back.
Yeah, man. Okay. So one who has the capacity of sight, insight, foresight, one knows what direction they are going in, foreseeing an unequally yoked union and avoiding that mid-courtship can cause heartbreak.
Yeah.
I think that delusion is a denial or refusal to see what you see.
Yeah.
It's not that you're ignorant. I think that, and then maybe we have to go to the definition of delusion, but I think that you're intentionally trying to act like you didn't see what you see or know what you know.
I agree. Yeah, I'm pulling up this definition.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I'm curious. A delusion is a fixed or false belief that is firmly held despite clear contradictory evidence. Yeah, just what I thought it was.
Well, there it is.
Man. So is dating?
The Exorcist said. She said, "Who was working that hard to put these fantasies on the right and left sides of my brain?" Oh man, go ahead, bro.
Nah, I was gonna say. So, is dating for potential? Can that be considered delusion? If you see something in somebody, but they're not outwardly showing that, but you, for some reason, you see it, but they have no inkling of trying to fulfill that potential. But I want to pull it out of him, and I want to do this. Am I delusional by thinking that I'm the person that could do that? So I'm going to date you. I'm going to be with you in hopes to pull that out.
I don't think that dating for potential is delusional. If you look at dating as the act of collecting data, not the act of investing.
Okay.
I think there's a difference, right? When you're collecting data, you're just trying to get informed on if your assumptions or hopes are correct. The problem comes in is when people start investing without having done their proper investigation, and now they have ties. And so when this investment doesn't give the return that they wanted, it's more than just, oh, the deal went bad. I've also lost my deposit.
Damn. Yeah.
No givebacks.
No give back. Sorry.
And that's a wild game to play, which is why
it is.
You say dating is the process of collecting data. Yeah, you like that person and you feel like you're falling in love. Just keep collecting data. Keep verifying if what you think this is, it actually is. Keep investigating before you do your investment.
To what end?
Man, so here's the part where I have grace for a lot of people, because some people's end is 5 years away. Some people have a lot of undoing. Some people is 5 minutes away. First date. Oh no. That's the one thing I needed to know. And I saw it without having to ask for it. I saw it in action. I saw it live.
Yeah.
You know?
I respect that.
Candy said, nah. Potential was in my 20s and in my 40s and collecting facts. And Atronette said dating for potential is delusional. they're not buying it tonight. Okay, look at this. All right, J-Dub Fool said the brain is fundamentally a prediction machine. Heartbreak is what it feels like when reality violently contradicts the future your mind had already committed to. Goes back to what I said.
That's
committed
really good.
to because you made an investment because you.
Who told you to do that though? Who told you to make that investment prematurely?
I'll tell you. The impatient person wants that come up. When's the best time to bet on a fight? When the odds are against the person that you want to bet on, because that may yield a greater return. Some of us are making this commitment and these investments when the odds are against us, hoping that it's going to turn around for me, and I know something nobody else knows. And I'm betting on this person. And I can't say that you're going to be wrong every time. Some people have chosen someone that no one else would have chose because of their situation. And that person turned out to be great. A diamond. And so I don't know. Like, I remember I had a relationship that didn't go the way that I wanted it to. And I sat down with Mike and I said, Mike, help me work on my picker. And when I was asking him to help me work on my picker, it's because I recognize to some degree anybody that dates is a gambler.
Sheesh.
You see a list of horses that's about to run on this track, and you're trying to. I like this one's name. This one got a nice rear end. So this one has my favorite number on them. Did you research that horse?
Not at all.
They like running on this turf.
Golly.
Sand versus grass. Like, what do you know before you take your life savings, which is honestly what your heart usually possesses, puts it on this situation, on this person.
Yeah.
It's a rough world, man. You got anything over there in on your Instagram live? Man. Let's see. Yep, that just says when she wants to rush things. Atronette said the manipulators and dark triad dating group does this. Yeah. Dexter said, just tell her we have all the time in the world. This is wild work. Oh my good.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
Candy said, well, if I'm gambling on a penny machine, I can't risk bills. Penny machines mean that person is a 3 or below.
God.
Don't call somebody a penny machine. That's disrespectful. You got a penny machine face.
Damn. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
Oh my good. Rashonda, like Hunger Games, made the odds be
forever being your
favor, man. Oh man. Okay. So for those of y'all who are just joining us a little late, we're talking about after the breakup, and the video that we watched talked about how the first breakup can be crazy informative.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy mentioned that after the breakup, there may be some trepidation about trying that again. And so before we move on to the next video, Mike, I want to ask you, if I brought out the phrase risk versus reward, where do you think that shows up when it comes to pursuing your happily ever after?
I think the risk comes in where you there's always the possibility that you might get it wrong. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And for me,
Mm.
I made the decision not to hold back because I had experienced failed marriages, because I had been done dirty, because I had all this built up things that I personally was dealing with. I had to make a decision that moving forward, I wasn't going to hold back and limit myself based on my past. And in that decision is the possibility, like, you might pick wrong again, brother. But the reward is, but what if I don't? What if I finally get it right? You know what I mean? And that reward for me far superseded anything that had been done in the past.
You asking a risk manager about risk. I think that the thing about risk versus reward is that we know it's a risk. We just want to be wrong to some degree.
Yeah, to all the degree.
I think that when you live a life, I think it's a little bit more challenging for people to date in a healthy way who don't have a healthy environment anywhere present in their life, not at work, not at home, not within themselves. They don't have a community of safety, because everything then feels risky, which means that their capacity to take a risk is already low.
Yep.
Which means that they're going to probably play it hella safe when it comes to romance, or be a little bit more on the paranoid side, skeptical side about everything. But it's almost like, I want to say, this risk versus reward conversation came up when it was time for me to move to Texas. I was a little worried about going. What if it doesn't go the way I wanted to? Like, what happens? And I had a conversation with my older cousin. He said, cousin, you can always come back home. That gave me a different kind of confidence. That confidence gave me a different kind of clarity. That clarity had me approach Texas absent paranoia about how things were going to work out, which means that I invested healthy seeds, not seeds of worry and anxiety, because I knew that if it doesn't work out, I can always go home. Some people go into the dating world looking to escape their life already. And so this has to work out, because I don't want to go back to that family who doesn't sit with me and understand me, that job who just uses me for what I can perform or what I can do for them, that community that's just all about the gossip and the drama. And so
I want to add one. This has to work out because I'm tired of just being with myself.
Oh my God.
And I feel like a lot of times, especially in the older women and men that I talk to, it's not so much of the community for them. It's I'm just tired of being by myself.
Trying to escape singleness.
Yeah.
Me and Mike had that conversation not too long ago. Like, I love my singleness. I'm not trying to escape it. I'm willing to upgrade from it.
Yeah.
Help us. Trying to. Okay, so I got two comments I want to touch on, Mike. So first, let's go with we're gonna get Atranet in a second. I want to get Dion said, where do you guys separate delusion and faith?
I think delusion is one. I think delusion has nothing to do with God, and I think that faith does. Faith is believing in who I believe is God. Delusion is believing in, this human being is going to do XYZ after they clearly have said, have done, have shown me that they're not going to do XYZ. So it's a matter of believing in God and believing in this worldly shit that we got going on down here.
That's so interesting because based on the definition we read earlier about delusion
Mhm.
and how it's like you know better
Mhm.
and you just trying to act like you didn't see what you saw. I think that faith in God specifically is the exact opposite because delusion is something you
Mhm.
do moving, having had gathered factual contradictions.
Mhm.
You gathered the data of factual contradictions. With faith in God, that track record is so clean. He's never failed.
Mhm. Mhm.
So there's no contradiction to the things he's telling you to do. He's like, I
Mhm.
always come through. Now, when we look
Mhm.
at faith in general, not just faith in God, but just faith in general, I think there's a faith component as it pertains to delusion. Because you're and I'm not saying it's in God, but there is a faith that it's not going to be like that for me, regardless of the facts and the trends.
Is that faith or hope?
So I think that hope exists in the heart and the mind. Faith is the action. I think that you're moving on the hope from the heart, which makes it faith. Because it's an action. You're doing something about what you believe inside of your head and your heart.
Faith is a confident belief or complete trust in a person, idea, or concept. While it often refers to religious or spiritual trust in a higher power, it also applies to secular contexts like deep personal conviction, loyalty, or the reliance on unproven principles.
So mom said, but faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen, hoped for. Could that need delusion? I think, man, hoped for, because delusion again is looking at something that while hoping for something while having evidence of contradiction
Yeah.
repeatedly existing in that space.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's not just a conversation about faith for me. It's about faith in God.
Yes.
Because I have not yet seen there be a contradiction in that regard. But I think that faith in general, everybody has faith. But, where we come from, we're asked to put our faith in God. And I think that makes it easier for a lot of people when I'm talking to them about where I stand with guys. Like, you already have faith. I'm just asking you to reassign it to a more reliable, faithful place.
Source. Yeah.
Let me read this comment real quick. So Candy's Atronette said, can we consider doing a series on dark empaths versus narcissist personalities? Bruh, that might be something worth looking into. We've talked about, I think that narcissist topic needs to be exposed more anyway, so it can be used properly.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna go as far as to say debunked. Because everybody that's selfish ain't a narcissist.
Everybody that's selfish. That means every time I go get a massage and a pedicure, I'm a narcissist.
You a narcissist? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Golly. Cluster personality disorders that psychiatrists and psychologists refuse to take as clients. This must be a topic. This must be a topic. This
right.
Wow. I want to keep going though. All right, what else you got over there? Because I see stuff coming through. I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah.
J-Dub said people often optimize for emotional certainty instead of relational compatibility. Wanting guarantees before commitment can keep you from experiencing the very connection you're looking for. Wanting guarantees before commitment can keep you from experiencing the very connection you're looking for. Ooh, so
that's a big fact.
That goes back to what I said earlier, like, investigate before you invest. But Mike said, to what end? At some point, if you want to remotely see some of the outcomes you're looking for, it's going to require an investment. Dating is looking at a brochure. If you want to put in an order to see if what's in the kitchen looks like what's on the menu, you're going to have to put down a deposit of some sort. That might be a deposit of vulnerability, a deposit of access. In order to see if what's in the kitchen looks like what's on the menu, looks like what you've investigated and say, oh, this is available here. So in order for me to see, is this just potential or is this something that's just reserved for those who have more access? I'm going to have to make a deposit for more access.
Thanks.
I think we touched on one tonight, bro.
Yeah, we did.
Jesus. All right. Let's see. Hebrews 11:1. What do we have here? Amber said, "What's a cluster personality?" Put that definition in the chat for us. I know you over there looking it up. All right, cool. So I feel like we caught up on most of it. I don't want to get too lost in it. It's already been an hour, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm ready to move to the next video. Still
Let's
in
go.
alignment with after the breakup. You ready?
Yep.
Short video, 16 seconds, but it's gonna play twice.
This might honestly make you cry, but you know what's sad? Some people become so committed to never getting hurt again that they never fully experience love. This might honestly make you cry, but you know what's sad? Some people become so committed to never getting hurt again that they never fully experience love.
My question to you is, do you think that getting hurt is just a part of the process?
No, I don't think it has to be.
Okay. Talk to me.
It kind of goes to that thing about heartbreak. I feel like if your heart gets broken, it's because you allowed it to get broken. You know what I mean? Same thing about being hurt. If we
Get your sister, man.
oh,
God.
that's funny. Rashad is a fool. Oh man, nah, but it like I've been in relationships where we're dating, everything was great. We both decided amicably that this wasn't the direction we needed to go. Either we needed to stay friends, we need to go our separate ways. I wasn't hurt, she wasn't hurt. We were good. So I don't think that because there's an ending of the relationship that it has to end in hurt. I
So I wanna ask you a question.
And before you say that, in some instances, people choose to be hurt. Like I've told you, I've communicated through this whole relationship. I've told you what it is. I told you what it's not. And now the relationship has come to an end. Like we have been communicating that it would if XYZ didn't happen. And now you're hurt. Why are you hurt? We've been talking about this. You knew that this was a potential to happen. And now that it's happened, now you're hurt and you want to place blame, but you shouldn't.
When we go to the gym, does it hurt?
It should, yeah. Does it always?
Does it hurt though?
Yeah.
I believe there's a hurt that harms and then there's a hurt that helps. Sometimes the hurt is evidence that you are proactively moving out of your comfort zone, which is a good sign. It hurts. Ouch. You're not injured. It's not the hurt that's harming you. It's the hurt that's helping you. It's not a play on words. It's just the reality of outgrowing your old self will probably be painful. So when it comes to this idea of dating and being in the area of romance, do you think that it's supposed to hurt?
No, I can't say supposed to, no.
Okay.
I think that it has the potential to, yes. But I can't say that it's supposed to.
Does this brotherhood ever hurt?
When I gotta come clean about stuff, yeah.
And when you come clean, it's like that's the proper usage of the brotherhood in the first place. And so oftentimes I'm thinking that if it doesn't hurt a little, that means you're not being stretched a little. And if you're not being stretched, you're not really trying. I hear you. I hear you. Over there in that relationship, you hiding in that dating experience. That's how situationships come about because nobody wants to give enough. To
I hear you.
Hurt.
That's valid. That's valid. That's valid.
Yeah, Rashonda. Hurt versus pain versus injury.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, man. We talking about all of them.
Sheesh.
Okay. All right. So
where do you stand though?
Yeah. So like she said, some people are so committed to not being hurt that they actually miss the opportunity to ever experience like real love. And I think that maybe the message tonight is dust yourself off and try again. If the destination is the destination your heart desires, don't let a heartbreak turn you into a saboteur. of your own
Yes, a self-saboteur.
Self-saboteur your own satisfaction in life.
Yeah.
And at the same time, don't allow a heartbreak or a breakup to make you stagnant, thinking that you're safe where you are, because again, that is also you missing a form of satisfaction that you could have in life. This may feel safe where you are, but you know it's not satisfying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you say, well, it's not worth risking it again. You know, I'll speak from experience because, you know, had the ring, had to give it back. Thought I was gonna marry a few people, and you know, they didn't quite go the way that I wanted it to.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: a lot of the pain that I experienced was self-inflicted because of the mindset I was committed to.
Mm-hmm.
I was committed to a mindset, and it almost makes me feel like if I try to have a conversation with you, Mike, and I come into it with a specific point that I'm trying to prove, it's less likely that we'll have dialogue. It's more likely I'll have a monologue.
For sure.
Right. And if I'm having a monologue, that means that there's no dialogue, which is a two-way conversation, which means there's no bonding happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I try to keep that in mind as it pertains to being in a romantic space or, you know, trying to find a spouse or whatnot. If, I think we said it last week on the podcast or 2 weeks ago, would you date you? If the person you are dating was given the same kind of effort that you were giving, would that be something that you would be pleased with?
Mm-hmm.
Would this go anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, you know, not even for their sake, for your own personal sake, be willing to say, regardless of how it works out, if this doesn't work out, I gave it my all. I gave it the appropriate amount of energy. I want to correct.
Yeah, because brother, that cleanup was perfect. Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens in real time.
That's good.
So Miss Gates said we have to shift our mindset around heartbreak and dating. Like the gym, there's good pain from using the equipment right and bad pain from using it incorrectly. If we desire forever, endure. But the audience is dropping them dimes tonight, man.
Yeah, straight up.
Dion said, keep on asking and it will be given to you. Keep on seeking and you will find. Keep on knocking and it will be open for you. For everyone asking receives and everyone seeking finds. Well, he went to the word on us.
But in context though, one that script that verse is talking about very specific things. I can ask God for $1 million all day long, but if he knows I'm not going to be a good steward of it, he's not going to give it to me just because I'm asking. Sometimes we want answers to why did this happen, Lord, and we're seeking him about it. He's like, you don't need to know that right now. So I think it's very important not to just throw that out there for people to think that I can ask whatever I want, I can seek whatever I want, and he just going to not quite.
That's interesting. I guess I've always interpreted that verse as the keep on asking, keep on seeking, as kind of like what you just said. God may say not right now, but for me, it's always been interpreted as God is willing to have that conversation with you. I guess I never saw it as seeking and he'll give it to you. It's more like keep seeking and you'll find, keep knocking and it will be open for you. Keep asking, anyone asking everyone.
But even with that, if I keep doing things, that doesn't mean that because I keep asking, it doesn't mean that God is going to answer that. God may not want to answer that. God may say, this, you don't need this right now. You may not need it ever. It's certain things that God says we won't know the answers until we get to heaven. So you can ask all day long. You can seek all day long.
The verse says you keep seeking, you will find. The verse said.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm also saying, but God also said that there's certain things that you can seek down here that you may not know the answers to till you get to heaven. So
we see partially now, yeah.
Right. So what I'm saying is, I can seek all day long, but if God knows that whatever I'm seeking or whatever my desires are, that's not gonna lead me down the path that He wants me to go down.
Yeah. Ferguson Marv said that verse is about God. That's his promise to you asking and seeking and knocking for him. It's not about things.
Right.
It's all about him. It's not his will. That's why he's not answering. That's Candy. Ms. Gates said, no good thing does God want to withhold from you or those who are trying to live upright.
His definition of good thing, not our definition of good thing. We got to understand that. It ain't about what we want. It's about what he wants. So because we want a bunch of money, don't mean that's what God wants. Because we think it's good, don't mean that's what God think is good.
Yeah. She went on to say, if he's withholding, it's not good. Plus, every good thing isn't a God thing.
That's good.
If it came down to the good thing versus the God thing, which one do you want? And I think maybe some of us, we were honest. We were like, man, just give me the God thing. Because sometimes, the good thing. Because sometimes the God thing is confusing. Oh, this is this is interesting, bruh. This is interesting.
I can't stand her.
All right.
Let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get rid of that video. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna make a slight turn here. Jesus, there's so many comments coming through here. You don't have anything on Instagram on that side?
Not about current topic, no.
Yeah, okay. All right, so let's throw this video out there, because if we're talking about after the breakup, I think one of the best ways to look at a relationship after the breakup is to analyze why there was a breakup. And here's something that I've often thought contributed to relationships not working. Why are you laughing, bro?
Go ahead with the thing.
All right, here we go.
You need to emotionally break up with your job. Do your job well, but detach yourself from the outcomes. If this is something that you struggle with, here's a quick one-on-one on how to decenter work. Fill your life with as much joy as humanly possible. That way you don't have the time or capacity to think about work when you're not on the clock. Accept that you're going to have to do the fun things tired, but do them anyway. Motion creates energy, and waiting until you feel ready is not going to work in this case. Go on side quests, try something new, meander, find things to do before or after work. Next, start introducing yourself without mentioning what you do for work. Also, put your schedule and your working hours in your email signature if your job allows, to create and maintain those hard boundaries with work. Sometimes it's not even the work itself taking over our life, it's the mental space that work takes up.
I'm a firm believer that intentions are great, but capacity is king. And in her case, capacity is queen. Sometimes your work is what caused your breakup. Sometimes the fact that your life is centered around your work caused your breakup. And I'm not saying that that's bad or good. I'm just saying that you sometimes have to look at, because when I think about work, I think about career. When I think about career, I think about calling. If you are in a line of work that is contributing to you fulfilling your calling in life, where does that fall in a list of priorities when it comes to wanting to date and wanting to be married?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, what she's saying is about do a good job, but that emotional detachment, I think that when you think about what you want to get from your job and what you want to get from your spouse, they're two different things. I think there's a deeper need for an emotional attachment to a person who you're building a life with.
Yes.
Versus, and I could be wrong, but versus a job that you're seeking a paycheck from. And I know that you may be tied into the mission of the work that you're doing, but I think that's something that you need to be responsible with divvying out.
It is. I like what you said about sometimes your work can be the cause of your breakup, and not necessarily because, well, sometimes it's because you're spending so much time at work. Sometimes it's because, you know what I mean, you're bringing work home. But a lot of times what I've found is, and I've been in relationships where you dislike, and I'll go as far as to say hate your job so much that those emotions and those feelings get drugged home. And now when you walk in the door and your husband greets you, you automatically irritated, got an attitude. Or where your kids are yelling, or they're just being kids in the house when you come home from work. Everybody shut up. don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? And now because of your work, something you think is so important, you're jeopardizing your home life. And honestly, not too many people want to be around that.
We had a conversation about getting on my last nerve and how your children or your spouse can get on your last nerve. And my question is always, who got on the other ones? Who got you down to your last nerve, and did they deserve the kind of access to your nerves in the first place? Because if your husband and your kids, unless they're the ones who worked on your first and your last nerve, I'm asking, have you given the wrong people access who have then left you with no capacity for the people that you say that you love?
Yeah. I like that. The people you say you love, because so many times we see these TV shows or movies and the guy's detective and he's now divorced because he chose the job over his family and all these other things. And I'm like, that's crazy. These are people that you say you love, but you'll stick with this job, which you dislike, over and put that over your family, whom you say you love.
But a lot of what's going on in the area of the corporate world or career life is that we've normalized a lot of toxic behavior in the workplace.
Yes.
And so what is unhealthy seems like the responsible thing to do. Bring the work home with you, because that's what adults do. It's a responsible thing to do. You care about your work. You know what I'm saying? So you work while you're eating lunch.
Or don't take it.
Come in earlier. When somebody else can't make it, pick up their work. That's a good teammate.
Yeah.
For no extra pay. We can't offer you overtime because you work late. Let's all just come together and get this done. Team morale.
Yeah. That's good, bro. I've long since disassociated myself with bringing work home, just because one, I saw what it was doing to me, and two, I found myself dumping on Janae a lot about stuff at work and this person at work, and it's like, when I come home, I want there to be peace, I want there to be joy, I want there to be happiness and laughter, not, oh babe, you won't guess what XYZ did again today at work, and every single day, and it's like, well, shit, nigga, you kind of sucking the joy out of the room.
So let me ask you, if your partner is dealing with that for a season, and that's the way they're responding to it, this is your wife versus the person that you're dating. I'm not going to even ask how long do you endure it, but how do you, in a very respectful way, bring awareness to the fact that this is sucking the joy out of the relationship without making it seem like this is just all about you and you're tired of hearing it, while they're the ones probably tired of experiencing it?
Yeah, for sure. And this is real life situation with me and Janae, and she can text me if I'm saying too much. But in the beginning of a relationship, I had to tell Janae all the time, like, you're letting these people stress you out. You're doing too much for these people. They're not understanding your worth. And these are things that I personally felt strongly about. But at the same time, I had to realize I can't make Janae do or see certain things. And I also have to understand that maybe, this going the extra mile for the job and going above and beyond, and maybe, me particularly not feeling like she's getting paid enough for the job that she's doing. Maybe this is what God has her doing in this season. I can't just assume that, oh no, you need to quit, or you need to tell them off, or you need to. To me, as a husband, that's not necessarily my place. My place is to understand why she's feeling like this. If she needs counsel, then I provide counsel. But my biggest thing when it comes to stuff like that, and maybe she's bringing work home, or maybe she's frustrated about something, is really just to, one, be there for her. If she needs a sounding board, cool. But also, I feel like I'll be doing her a disservice and the marriage's disservice if I didn't tell her, like, hey, when these people are calling you, all they doing is talking about drama, all the drama at work. Did you hear about such and such? Did you hear about such and such? And I've told her that before. You know what I mean? And because I've shown myself to be, I'll go on the ledge and say a pretty decent leader of the household. I think that she takes well to certain things like that. If I got to tell her, hey, every time she call you, it's about some BS or some drama, you may want to nip that, because people will just start coming to you for that because, oh, Janae listen to me. Janae do this. Janae do that. But this is things that we experience, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't, for me, bro, I never feel it as a burden. And I think that's because we do have these type of conversations and we are pretty transparent about how I feel about it, how she feels about it. So if I know you need to talk, cool, let's talk about it. But if I know it's just, the same thing over and over, I'm going to tell you, babe. Mm-mm.
I think that ties into what J-Dub said. Purpose and marriage aren't rivals.
I like that.
Timing is the difference. And so if she's in the middle of a venting session with you, it might not be the best time,
right,
to highlight like the joy. Where is the joy? Hey, the joy.
Right.
Please don't cook my dinner with this energy. Like, cause I was gonna tell you that the chicken was dry.
Yeah, bro.
So I think time isn't important, but I also think that based on what you said, coming through the ears of a man that's never been married, it sounds like when there's a friendship that's established,
yeah, say that, bro.
Those are easier conversations to have.
It really is.
Because it's like there's a greater chance that they will hear you in a non-combative way.
Mm-hmm.
They won't feel like they're being dismissed. Mm-hmm. They'll feel like they're being protected because that's what friends do. It's like,
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, babe, you know what I'm saying? Last night you came in hot. You know what I'm saying? This is the next day. Y'all having breakfast, you're feeling good, you're about to go into work this day, right? And you're like, man, you came in hot last night. Don't let them people do that to the woman that I love.
There you go, bro. And that's what it is.
I'll come up there and shoot everybody. When you come home tonight, I got something planned for us. I need you to bring your best energy. That means that they can't have it today.
That's good. Yeah.
That's all. Yep.
You
know what I'm saying? And little reminders throughout the day. Just a text message. Who loves you, baby? That's all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm too busy feeling the love from my spouse
to let you
to go back and forth with you niggas. Living my best marriage.
That's good.
Come on, sis. Be the light, bring the joy. She know the lingo. All right. That's fair. Break up with your job. That was the whole point of that video. Man. Okay. So let's have some fun. I think I'm ready to shift gears. Are we ready to shift gears?
Let's do it.
Oh man. All right. Golly. I think this might be a good transition. I put this video up earlier this week and a few people had some comments.
Of course, the man in the room is going to ask, how can you tell when a man is being treated right by his woman? And first things first, his aura and demeanor tells all. If this man does not look like he's strung out on drugs, then baby, you doing a real good job, honey. You doing a real good job taking care of your man. If he doesn't have bags in his eyes, if he looks like he's well kept, his self-care is on point, he's really in a good place mentally and physically, okay? Now, second thing is, if this man is talking highly of his woman, like he's really excited to come home to see her, he already knows a hot plate about to be on the stove, then baby, you got it. Of course,
where you at, bro?
The second thing she said, I can get on board with. The first thing, that could just be him having good self-care. That really don't have nothing to do with the woman.
Okay. Let's challenge that a little bit.
Let's.
I think I have good self-care. I've looked back on some pictures of me and the women that I was with. The Bible says that it is better to live in the corner of an attic of a house than to be in that house with a contentious woman or a woman who
for sure
up trouble. Your best self-care ain't got nothing on a woman that's addicted to drama.
No, I agree. But to her point, if he has terrible self-care, but his woman is good, he can still have a good woman and be in a great relationship. I think that judging a man by his self-care don't have nothing to do with his woman. I just start really getting into self-care. Me and Janae been together for 5 years.
I think there's a connection. Maybe not. Can we say not always? Mike said no, not never. I think
there's a connection. I'll give you that. I think that there is a connection.
My hairline was thinning in one of my relationships. I'm just emotionally attached to this topic. My barber was like, "Bruh, what's going on with your line? You thinning?" I said, "Man, interracial relationships."
What are you doing right now?
Man, no. And then one other one. I mean, I was trying to get sleep at night, but it was too busy because she was the kind of person that didn't believe in trying to resolve something before you go to bed, and would call right before you go to bed and say, "What's been bothering me all day?"
Ooh.
God,
yeah.
My goodness. Just a lack of training. Doesn't mean he's a toxic person, or maybe so. But I think that I like this video because it's a huge compliment when a woman would see my wife and say, "Oh yeah, her husband loves her," just based on how she looks. And I think that's when women do that to women, or men do that to men, when they know the plight of being a woman in this world, in this time, or the plight of being a man in the world in this time. And they're like, "Man, how did you make it out of the stereotype? Like, how are you not a statistic?" And I think that maybe not always, but sometimes it does come down to the love and the partnership that you have in your life.
I would definitely agree with that. Yeah. I agree.
Let's see.
What we got?
Love this. We always talk about when women is loved, never when a man is loved. Well, we're going to talk about it tonight. Don't start. Yes, with the plight skinned.
That's funny.
We'll revisit that conversation one day. Plight skinned was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good conversation.
And I like this because I'm not sure if I've ever heard it, or I know I haven't heard it a lot. If I've heard it maybe once or twice, how many women are interested in that kind of compliment? That, boy, you take good care of your man. Girl, excuse me, you take good care of your man. Like, your man is well taken care of. Like, I know you love him. I don't know how many times I hear a woman say that would be a high compliment for me. I know somebody out there feels that way. I'm just
for sure. I don't know. I think that me and Janae get it a lot when we're together. Honestly speaking, I don't know if I've ever gotten that type of compliment, or if she's ever gotten that type of compliment away from each other. But even at the gym, bro, I feel like I just have this unapproachable. It's some guys at the gym. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen, relax.
Nobody approach you if you're running, Mike. This nigga playing tag in the gym. Go ahead, bro.
It's some guys in the gym, like you kind of know, okay, you here to try to pick up, to try to be seen, this and that. But I feel like, when you have someone, when you are married or you are in a committed relationship, I do feel like you kind of just move differently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Drawn in a different direction. Real, pure, sincere love will pull you into its orbit. It's a gravitational pull for your soul. And it's almost like they say love is blind. I don't think it's always love is blind directed at the person that loves you. I think being really loved can make you blind to other things that don't serve you, though.
For sure.
Didn't even see it.
Now that is the truth.
So captivated and locked in on this love that's coming from this person. I'm not blind to maybe their manipulation or all that kind of stuff. I think it really is that I'm blind to a lot of things that no longer serve me because of how well I'm being loved.
That's good.
It has my full attention.
That's good, man. That's good.
It is. I could roll with it. I like it too. Oh man. All right, you got anything over there in the chat? Oh my God.
What happened?
Ferguson Marv said his hair and beard is dry and he has hair bumps and pimples. I stay on top of that. Dude, it ain't nothing like having a woman who you lay down on the couch and she just come with her tweezers and all
Bro.
up in your face. Like, let me get that. Let me.
That is your sister to 100th degree. Like I'm on the bed today doing homework or something, and she's massaging my feet, and she says, "Why are these toenails so long?" And I was like, "Yeah, I gotta get those." She said, "No, I gotta get those." Cool, dude. What you do? It's wild, bro. It's wild.
That is a beautiful situation. You know what the equivalent is? That's how you know that you're being loved. It's like a guy who would walk outside to go get something out the mailbox and see there's a smudge on his car. Go inside, get his appropriate towel, and go out there and just kind of buff it out. I'm like, okay, that looks better. To be that to somebody,
it's good, man.
His brother said it's good. As I'm over here struggling to reach my own feet and cut my own toenails.
Brother, next Tuesday, I'll have the Clippers. I got you, bro.
There's always a time when Mike, in one way or another, asked to be excommunicated from this show. That was his moment.
All right, listen.
So, so the extra said, if anybody makes you mad, the best thing I can do now is just turn everybody's lights off. I want to get more clarity on that, but I think I know where you're going. It reminds me of a post I saw this week, and they said that when you and your partner are approaching or getting into an argument, continue the argument on a walk. They said it's something about going on a walk with your partner that can, I don't think they said de-escalate, but it changes the environment. Mike is not so what, Mike?
Because it's also something about just not arguing. How about we just not get there? It's not difficult.
You sound like billionaires talking to poor people. You want to be wealthy.
No, it's just
IUL. Put $1 million in there, wait 10 years, voila. You got the last unicorn on the planet.
I didn't. I'm telling you, you're gonna get the last one.
You go get the last one. Miss Gates said, "Whoo, I don't think it's just physical. I think it's an outer reflection of a man's inward love, because one is being emotionally and mentally nourished. It shows." I think so. I think that our bodies are gardens. And I think that when we're watered with love, we blossom a certain way. And that could be from romantic and non-romantic relationships. You know what I'm saying to you? I think that even our brotherhood, having a brother, is a special kind of watering.
Yeah.
That it shows in my confidence when I go places. It shows in how I approach conflicts. It shows in where I compromise and where I choose not to, because I know I got a brother that loves me. And so if nobody else wants me, he does. And so when I'm out there, like I popped up at the house yesterday.
You did.
Yeah. It's like, it's different traversing through this world when you have multiple homes you can go to.
Oh, say that, bro. That's real. That's
having people
so
that
good.
love you ensures that your heart is not homeless.
Dang.
I make the worst decisions when I have nowhere else to go.
That's really good.
When I have people who love me, I know I always have somewhere to go. So when people are asking me to compromise my values in certain arenas, I'm not desperate and I'm not thirsty. I can leave. I have somewhere I can be safe where they won't require this of me. That's why you got to pick your spouse and your friend groups and your community wisely. We all need a place to come back to. We all need a home as we traverse this world in purpose and calling and trying to be world changers. because they will make some incredible offers out there that will have a high price tag on it.
Yeah,
And if you don't have nowhere else to go, you're gonna be out there just trying to figure it out. Arm and a leg, nigga.
Bro. Woo. Yeah, say that. It has a high price tag, but it has a high which the price you got to pay is high too. Even if you don't think it is in the moment.
For real, man.
That's good, man. Oh, by the way, I'm changing the locks, but anyway, go ahead. You can still come through, but just a
wow. I'll see what my sister has to say about that. Let's keep moving in a different direction. It's 9:32. Godly, I feel like that first video took an hour and now we're just flowing.
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, cool. The next video is this should be fun.
Oh, Lord.
Let's have this conversation. Man. Relax, man.
Whatever you do, please date.
Let me do this one first. We'll come back to that one. Let me do this one first. A wife blooms where she's cherished. A husband thrives where he's believed in. Since we're talking about this dynamic of what makes a person blossom, and you're like, ooh, you must have a hell of a wife or a husband. A wife blooms where she's cherished. A husband thrives where he's believed in. There's something about that really registers with me that I've been looking for. And this. I've had conversations with you about wanting to find a woman whose imagination likes me, because when the imagination thinks the worst of you, it doesn't matter how much her heart may be into you. And I think that that's something I've come up against multiple times, where because I can be very different from the culture I come from, different can seem dangerous or toxic if it's interpreted that way through their personality or through their imagination. And it's wonderful when you meet someone who thinks not the best of you, but just thinks highly of you based on the patterns that you've shown them. And I've seen myself do my best to show myself as a good guy. And really, there's no evidence against me not being a good guy, but the imagination still came up with multiple ways in which I don't deserve this kind of access or this kind of treatment or this kind of love or this. And it's been baffling to me. But I had to realize that your best efforts will never be enough for someone who's committed to seeing you in a dark light.
That's really good. That's really good. That I think that believed in portion, it does give you that extra. I may be tired, but I know my wife she believed me. She told me I can do this. She gave me those affirmations before I walked out the door. So I'm not gonna get out the car because this dude cut me off and push his head through a window. Because my wife, you know what I mean. She told me that, you know what I mean. Just it goes so far, and I don't even know if women realize how far believing in your man and believing in your partner goes. Even if he's down, like most people don't know. I'm not gonna share that with them yet, but yeah, man, it just goes a long way, especially when maybe things didn't go the way you planned as a man, and knowing that you should be head of household and this and that, but having your woman really sit there and believe in you, even when maybe the chips are not falling on your side, it makes you I don't know. It just makes you want to do so much more for them. You know what I mean? And be so much more. Yeah, man. Yeah. And a lot of women, they're trying to do all these other things, all of these, so Instagram told me if I just do XYZ and let me go get the tarot cards and let me go do all of these other things to try to get him to do, man. That man, all he wants you to do is say, baby,
go get that lingerie from Temu, huh?
Damn. Sheesh.
That's not where you're going?
Not even Shein? Temu, huh? Sheesh. God, ouch.
Lost your spot.
What material is that?
Let me tell you, speaking of material, so I'm doing the shoot today, right? We're on set. And I love Shein and Temu, and I found some little shirts on there like $20, and they're dope, right? Little crop button downs. You seen me wear a few of them, and people love them. And so the lady was coming over to mic me up, and she was like, oh man, the mic is heavy. Like your shirt's gonna keep pulling. And we had this conversation. Yeah, my shirt is kind of thin. She was like, yeah, it's a little thin. I said, it's 1 ply.
God,
He said, like the toilet paper. I said, technically, my shirt is see-through. It just has a pattern.
Golly.
But that explains the price, is what I'm saying. That explains the price. And if you're talking about lingerie,
crazy.
You want 1 ply lingerie.
You can see the print on both sides of the shirt. You can wear that shirt on either side.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's wild.
Tell me when she's pregnant.
Wild.
Go ahead.
God, that's funny. Nah, that's funny. I want real quick though. I want to get some weigh in on that being cherished. Women want to be cherished. Is that the truth, or for our female audience? Like, is that
is a good question.
That is big, because as men, we can assume that's what you guys want, and it sounds good from the post, but we don't really know.
Bruh, this brother Donovan came in. He said, Timu, you wearing 1 ply, bro? Let me tell you, bro, it works for camera. It works well for camera and for somebody who likes wearing see-through clothes. A wife blooms where she's cherished. Ladies, is that true? And why don't we look up the definition of cherish since we at it? You got it?
Nah.
All right. Then brother Mike said, I'm about to tap out soon. Cherish means to be deeply loved, valued, and held dear. As an adjective, it describes something kept with tenderness and care, like a favorite childhood. Oh, go ahead.
No, I got to add to yours. The one thing that you didn't say that this definition has, and protected. As far as how that something or someone deeply loved, valued, and protected. And I know we both heard tons of women say that protection part is big for them in relationship. I want to feel protected.
Yeah, let's talk about that though. Come on. I'm not just going to act like that's a universal understanding.
I know.
Wants protection displayed with her accent on it.
I like that. Yep.
Yes, it's still protection. It's almost like how people in the South versus people in LA versus people in Canada, they all say street different.
Yeah.
But it's still street. It just has an accent on it. So before you assume that I can protect you the way I protected my ex and you're gonna be good, you gotta learn her. You gotta learn her accent, man. You gotta learn her accent. Her accent comes from her upbringing or her community. You know what I'm saying? People have an accent based on who they communicate with often. So if she comes from a household, I want to make it practical. If she comes from a household with 3 older brothers, protection for her may look different than your last girlfriend, who was the oldest sibling of 2 younger girls.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
It may look different, but still using the same word. I need that protection, right? If she got brothers that will pull up anywhere when she's in need, and she call you and she in need, and you're saying, all right, cool, I'm gonna send you an Uber, that ain't gonna translate.
That's really good. Yeah.
Cherished means that this thing is not only a priority, it's an essential for my own personal happiness. So when I read that post and it says a woman wants to be cherished, it almost to me seems like she wants to be put in such regard that you're not happy if she's not taken care of.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see it.
That's perfect. Hit that nail right on the head, bro.
Candy said, I'm over here thinking, so I bloom where there's life spoken into things.
I bloom where there's life spoken into. So is that meaning affirmations?
Possibly. Candy, give us some clarity on that. Because that is good. Wait a minute. Miss Gates 54. Have I been talking to you the whole time? She said you made it work. I didn't know that was her tag. Me and my 1 ply. I got a few more of them too. That was a good deal. So she said, in short, yes, women bloom. It's love language. They speak to a part of us that need to be healed. I bloom where my love tank is being filled. That's the same for a guy. Candy said, the fact y'all into looking up definitions, I can tell you are a student of the Bible. I'm the same. I'm not. I am a student of pain. Too often, I have got it wrong because I didn't do my due diligence to make sure. Oh, we're not,
Golly.
you know,
Just
'cause
assuming the definition.
Portuguese
God.
and Spanish sound a lot alike, but they different.
Ah,
Starting with
golly.
hello, nigga. Hola and bon dia. It's like you gotta know. You can tell when Mike's about to start trouble. It's just a look on his face.
Right on.
Sister, I would like both.
She get both. Shut up.
Yeah. So Shauna said that's cherished words of affirmation. Oh, wait a minute. She said, absolutely, we want to be cherished. I saw something saying the Addams Family was healthiest relationship on TV because of the way the husband always kissed and loved on his wife, Morticia. Bruh, say that again.
That's pretty good.
Addams
He sure
Family
did.
was the healthiest relationship on TV.
That's pretty good. Huh.
I want
All
us to take a moment and verify that. Lucy and Ricky slept in separate beds. Mr. Furley and Mrs. Furley were always at each other's throats.
The Huxtables, nigga.
Okay, the Huxtables is the Addams Family.
Come on. Listen, bro. Listen.
The Huxtables versus the Cosbys,
Yeah.
which had the healthiest marriage, bro. That needs to go online as a question, bro.
That's pretty good. Yeah, because we didn't get to see the inner workings of the Addams Family, like the marriage part. We saw the little kissy, but we seen some inner workings of Cliff and what's her name's Claire's relationship. They used to go through it. They used to communicate, talk to each other. Yeah,
bruh.
Oh my mama, nigga.
Mom said the Jeffersons.
I don't know. Old boy used to always seem upset though. Why was George always so upset?
Because he lost his hairline.
God, dog. Was it because he was married? Listen, see, we don't know. That's what I'm saying. We don't know.
It was the maid that stressed him out.
God,
don't have toxic
dog.
women around your husband. That's what that show taught us.
Oh
man, we got any other families that we want to throw in the pot before we put this poll out there? Man, what other families were there that had?
Phil and Vivian.
Phil and Vivian, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So we got the Cosbys, the Addams Family, and what was Phil's last name? Oh my God, Banks.
Yeah, Philip
Banks. The Banks from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Who had the healthiest relationship?
I'm still going with the Cosbys, bro. They had the whole family dynamic cracking off.
Family Matters.
Ooh. Carl Winslow, the Winslows.
Golly, this is rough.
Damn. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have an answer on the next show. I'm gonna have to watch a few episodes this week.
Mom said he was bald because of the white people. It was man, no, bro. Our grandparents, they grew up in a rough time, man.
Yeah.
When they were in their 30s, they looked like they were in their 60s, bro. It was a stressful place. Civil rights was a hard time to be handsome. I don't know how my grandfather did it. The Cosby was my dream family. So let's get it lined up here because your wife said Lucy and Ricky is a no. So if we're looking at the healthiest, if we're looking at the healthiest marriage on television, what we say it was the Addams Family, was it the Winslows? Was it the Cosbys or was it the Banks? Nobody else?
I'm sure we missed it because we also talking about what we grew up on. Somebody else may have a different family. We may not even. Silver Spoons. What was they?
Before my time, brother.
No, what? How?
Who was the most toxic single representation on television? The Golden Girls.
Damn.
That's exactly where some of y'all headed.
Damn. Just old, single. God, dog. Sheesh.
Let me tell you where feminism will get you. I'm kidding. Kinda.
God,
All
look at
right,
them. Look at
man.
them views going down.
Oh,
God.
shit. Ms. Gage said, okay. So Ms. Gage 54 said, define healthy. That's fair. Oh my God. I said, who is the most toxic single representation? Why can't he say girlfriends? You remember that show?
I was thinking that, but I listen. I'm glad a woman said it. I was thinking the same thing.
Dion said the Brady Bunch, Family Matters, Full House. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's stick with this though. Define healthy.
Okay, so for me, healthy would be good communication, a good family dynamic, meaning with the kids. They have fun together. They solved the hurdles that sometimes come along with marriage. They solved those in a healthy way. Yeah, and they had that spark and that romance. I'm gonna go Cosby's, bro. I'm gonna go Cosby's.
I'm gonna define healthy as what I just wrote down here was compatibility, chemistry, and conflict resolution.
All right, sounds similar.
And I'm
right.
sticking with the Addams Family.
What did you see? I'm asking you. What did you see besides him kissing on the arm? What did you see? What they got into conflict? Yeah, go ahead.
I saw good leadership as the
on
father.
Morticia's part, or on.
See, that's the thing about it though. True leadership can't happen absent the wife and the husband being one, right?
Oh, 1000%. Yeah.
So what I'm thinking of, I think the part that appeals to me the most is that they were so alienated that they did their own thing. And I know as a person who feels alienated often that it can be challenging not to conform to the ways around you. And they leaned deeply into their weird or their unfamiliar. And I think that takes a lot for you and your partner to lean into that together and own it and then build a family around that same theme that holds value for you guys.
That's fine. Yeah.
So that's, I mean, just because I personally connect with that. And again, love language, just all that physical touch. She didn't run from it. She didn't say, ew, stop that, and ever in public. Like he was able to fully express that. And I just love how they both took an angle when it came to parenting their children. It's just so many things that I do not know if I am trying to fabricate my marriage. The Addams Family. You got me talking like, oh my God.
This nigga gonna have a white girl tomorrow.
Wow, man. Wow. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. First of all, Cosby's wasn't a TV family. It was the Huxtables. I apologize. The Huxtables. So what are our families again? If we're looking at the healthiest families or the healthiest marriages ever on TV, there's the Addams Family, the Huxtables from the Cosby Show, the Banks from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and
the Winslows.
The Winslows from Family Matters. Whew. All right. This was good. Who is Cookie Lyons? Who are the Lions, Mama? That's my mom saying the Lions.
Oh, that's from that show. No, I don't want to preface it with that. That your boy was on. He was a music producer.
You talking about Power?
No. Dang, I can't even call this now. I can see his face. Anyway, Mom will tell you.
Probably a show I ain't seen. It's a new show, huh?
It's fairly new. A couple years ago. Empire, yeah.
I've never seen an episode. Oh,
yeah. That was the most toxic family ever, nigga.
Also, she being funny. Listen, man.
Toxic.
All right. Well, with that being said, we could also do Donovan said I would say Brady Bunch might be the most relatable family. For all them kids that they brought into that marriage from other relationships.
Damn. Yeah. Yikes. I don't know.
Did they ever have any kids together? Were any of those kids? There's a story of a lovely lady.
They didn't have any kids together, brother.
Nigga.
20 years.
What was I raised on, nigga?
20 years, nigga. Sheesh.
Wait a minute. I need to have a conversation.
Yeah, Lee. What are we doing?
I'm rethinking a lot, bro. I got to unwire my head because. All right. It's hard out here for a pimp. Rashonda, I agree.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got 9 minutes left. I guess we can give y'all one more video, which is one I started playing earlier, and we'll end here.
Whatever you do, please date a sweet man. Please date a man who respects you in anger. Please date a man who is soft-spoken with you. Please date a man who is patient with you. Please date a man who is kind to your soul. And most importantly, please date a man who has self-control. Okay? Okay.
Oh, I saw your face change, bro. Where you going? Because I know where I want to go.
Because I'm wondering if this is the same woman that's yelling, screaming, calling this nigga out his name, throwing stuff at the nigga, just what you call it? Talking down to him. Like, are you the same woman that's asking for these women to date this type of man? Date the man you feel you deserve. How about that?
Okay. I'm going to go to the comments before I make my part because golly. Candy said, I say match what you require.
Boom.
Match what you require.
That is so good. That is so good. Offline, you're going to have to tell me who Candy is. We might have to have her on the show. She been dropping gems all night.
I was going to say.
Oh, Lord.
What was the song, man, back in the day? I can give it to you, but what you going to do with it? If you were to date the kind man, would he be kind after spending time with you? I think that I just put a video up not too long ago that the kind of person that you want requires, or the kind of person that you're attracted to requires a certain kind of environment.
Yeah.
And if you're not able to give them that environment, know that that person, even against their own desire, will change because nothing can exist without an environment for it to exist in. So unless you're able to give them an environment that keeps them in the state that you say that you like, admire them from afar.
That's
Let them
really
be eye
good.
candy.
That's really good, man. And I wish, yeah. Yeah, because sometimes you have these great women and these great men who get into these relationships, and then by the time they get out, they're just shells of who they used to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've seen.
Good.
Now I was gonna say, and I've seen them later on in life, and in my mind, like, damn, what happened? You used to be so full of life, so vibrant, so and now after getting out of this relationship, you just seem beat down and beat up.
What do you think happened?
I think that they gave their energy to the wrong person, and they allowed themselves to just deteriorate.
I'm going to say this is a total lack of accountability that you dated without your community. I've learned from experience. There's a difference between when I find somebody I'm attracted to and I'm dating them and I disconnect from all my close friends because I'm so into this person. I date that person differently than how I date when I'm dating a person and I go and check in with my community along the way. Because I think that there's been plenty of times where I did not end up in depletion or depression because my community of people who loved me were able to help me see things that I was overlooking and not necessarily physically pull me out.
Yeah.
But help me see properly to where I could step out or step into more of alignment. And I think that oftentimes, it's just don't date without the people you love. Like, don't date without your community. Like, they should be a part of the process.
If you have a stable community, because some people in the community is all trash. Sometimes the whole community trash.
That's not a community then, is it?
No, it is a community. You can have a community of trash people. For sure you can.
That is called a ghetto. I said a community. See what I did there?
Okay.
You don't have a community. You have a ghetto.
Yeah, yikes. It's true though. But yeah.
It is true. It is true. Golly. All right. Well,
that's rough.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of this show tonight. Man, they are going at it over here in the chat. Ferguson, Marv, Donovan, Dulce. They like that. Be the energy you want to match.
Yeah,
this
that's
is good, man. We appreciate you guys joining us tonight. I am glad that after a whole day of filming, Mike tolerated me during these 2 hours tonight as this contribution that we wanted to make a commitment to give to our generation. I'm immediately going to bed after this. But before we close, we like to leave you guys with a resource every week. And that resource is Suicide and Crisis Hotline. The number has changed to 988. Many of you guys know that. It's been over a year. But we like to leave this as a resource because maybe we touched on something tonight that kind of got up under your skin, pushed you in an emotional place, and you want to find some support and some help. Maybe you have a ghetto and you want a community.
Sorry.
You can reach out to this number, 988. The counselors are trained to listen to you and connect you to resources. We love putting this resource up because we are not available in that capacity throughout the week. We're available 2 hours a week on Sundays at 8 p.m. Pacific, but we don't want to leave you guys without help. And so if nothing else has helped tonight, maybe this will help. The Crisis Hotline. And as I always say every week, it doesn't have to be you that's dealing with a crisis. It can be somebody you care about and you want to get involved. But just because you care about someone doesn't mean you know how to care for someone. Call this number and get help on the best way to approach them so that you don't make it worse. And that's all we have for you guys tonight, man. You praying us out, bro?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
I'll make it quick. Father, we thank you for your love. We thank you for your guidance, and we thank you for your protection as we go throughout this week, Lord. We love you, and we thank you for giving us breath and giving us life. And we just thank you for everything you're going to do, both seen and unseen, throughout our week this week, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all. And until next Sunday.
2 Chainz.
Can we talk for a minute? Come on and talk to me. That's what I wanna know. Can we talk? Come on and talk to me, baby. Come on,
Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really wanna know your name.
Maybe this will help.